Hello and welcome to IndiaPostLive.com, India's first interactive live web news conversation TV. We are online and you can also log in and watch this discussion, which is going to be very interesting as the panelists will put in their views. I'm Prachi Jatania. We'll try and find out, because over the weekend starlet and model Poonam Pandey was detained by the Mumbai police for what they described as indecent clothing and indecent behavior. So is the moral policing brigade out now, or were the cops just playing troublemakers? Here's a video. We'll try to find out what really actually went on.
Model turned actress Poonam Pandey was detained by Mumbai police on Friday night for allegedly wearing skimpy clothes in public. The actress, however, hid out, saying she was with her brother in a car listening to music, wearing a one-piece with a jacket, and that the detention was uncalled for. Similar incidents have been reported in other parts of the country as well, where cops of the country have been found getting involved in bizarre incidents of moral policing. So who or what prompts this kind of Talibanistic action?
Well, this time it happened in Mumbai, but it's happened in many cities and small towns of India. We've seen over the last couple of years the moral policing brigade actually vandalizing stores and catching couples and taking law into their own hands. We'll get this discussion underway. In the studio, we have Ms. Shwetapa Roy, who is the CEO of Niche Communications. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us at the conversation. We also have Latika, who will be giving us the youth representation and what young people think about restrictions on dress code, what's decent, what is indecent. We'll also have on Google Hangout Miss Aishwarya, who joins us from Gurgaon. She will also be talking about what people think should be the code of conduct in public places. Thank you so much, Aishwarya, as well as our guests in the studio. I'll just come to you, Ms. Shwetapa. What really is decent, indecent? In the case of Poonam Pandey, we've seen she's been, a wannabe. She's always wanted to grab headlines. Do you think this was an uncalled for, step by the Mumbai police, or was it the other way around?
On the face of it, you can say so, that it is obviously it is should not have been done, because at the end of it, it's a personal choice, it's personal space. As long as she was not really kind of coming in the way of any policing activities, because for police to really decide what to wear and what not to wear, it's something which is infringement on a personal space. But yes, if she had been coming in terms of creating some activities which falls under a police mechanism, where she has been, if she is troubling or creating a nuisance, then obviously police has the right to intervene and see to it that this the situation is kind of not gets aggravated. At the same time, it's very strange that what I saw on the television, I saw it, the news, and I didn't find the dress any revealing, frankly, per se, because it was a one piece which nowadays everybody, any young girl, they are wearing it. So it is not something that, it has been so very low cut. Whatever, apparently what we could see it on the camera, it was a yellow dress now, if that is the visual. So there has been, I think so, that is an overreaction on the part of policing. Now, whether they would be knowing it better, police, if there has been some other reasons why she had been detained and she was called, because I'm sure police also would not be doing, taking such an action of calling somebody to the police station unless it has been warranted.
Right.
So we need to really look into it, whether it was really moral policing or whether it was little more than that, or whether she, going by Poonam Pandey, she had always been tried to be in the headlines. So maybe for quite some time she was not in the news, and she could be one possible instance where she kind of created a situation where that's the best way to be in the news. So at least we are all discussing about her.
Right. Let's assume that probably, she was gathering a crowd, or, some kind of behavior or activity was taking place, although she was with her brother and she did defend herself, saying that she was only listening to music. But Latika, as a young person, in this day and age, if you hear of police actually overstepping boundaries of what personal space is, with, deciding how to wear, how to behave, whether you go to a pub and, there are raids there. So where does one draw the line? What does young India feel about moral policing?
As far as the clothing part is concerned, as a youth, I believe that even if I want to go nude on streets, nobody has the right to detain me. That is my point of view. But living in in a country like India, which is not at all evolved, I think, yes, we need to follow moral code of conduct, like as ma'am said. But I believe that it is completely my business what I wear, where do I want to go at whatever time I want. But then we live in India. We don't live in Germany or Finland where there are nude beaches.
Right.
So yeah, I believe that police has no right to sort of tell me what should I wear. But yeah, I think being a girl and being a city like Bombay or Delhi, you should know like which place is safe to wear what and at what time. That is my point of view.
But Ms. Shritapa, I would just want to bring in the judgment part. It's a society that has always had traditional values. It's the culture that, the so-called moral police brigade says we want to protect. So is it also, that a perception, hangover that we have, that if a certain person is wearing these kind of clothes, they are giving out certain vibes and, it's indecent to be in public places?
It's very contrary to that. Country like the youngsters, my young friend, she is talking about that in India we can't do, but I think so India is one such country where we can do whatever, to an extent. We are far more liberal today in any of these cities like Bombay or Mumbai or Delhi. All the girls, I think, of different age group, and even so much so of ladies much older, which they may not have enjoyed their teens as now what they're enjoying their 50 pluses, because they could wear anything that they look so. Because we have an option, because traditionally there have been a certain Indian dresses that has been there which we have been used to wearing. Now today, because of our westernization, because of it's more to do with a globalized
Right.
feel that the dressing has kind of become a very what do you call it? It's a amalgamation of both
Western and
Indo-Western kind of
Right.
it. It is not really pure form of whether, even in, I'm sure Western formal dresses are very different than the what today we call it as in Western dresses. So it is always a mix of both,
Right.
which today we are always kind of making it. So what is most important is that I think it's more important that the person who is wearing it, it all depends on how you are carrying that dress. It could be anything. Many a times a very skimpy cloth does not really, and if you have seen yesteryear, or even many actresses who dress up in a certain manner, Vidya Balan doing a particular show like Ooh La La, that film, but I don't think so it looked vulgar anyway. But the same way, look at this lady or any other, there are many times when you really feel that it is too vulgar to even see it ourselves
In public space.
public spaces. So therefore it all depends how the individual person is carrying it, what he or her behavior is, and one should be slightly more sensible in terms of what I am wearing, how I am dressed up. I do not really say so that we need to be so conservative that we can't wear a certain thing. Yes, you are most welcome to carry wear any dresses, but it should be you should be sensible enough to understand yourself to decide that at what occasion demands which dresses.
But when we're talking about behavior in public places, we see a lot of public spaces like parks, bars, restaurants. We see a lot of couples sharing private moments, a lot of, lack of privacy in homes and households, nuclear families. These couples actually seek, solace in being in a park and public place, and that is also described as indecent behavior. Latika, what do you feel if, there were a lot of cases of actually in February 2012, there was a gentleman in Mumbai who was fined by the Mumbai police for actually kissing his girlfriend goodbye at the airport. So do you feel that, we are actually overstepping a certain boundary and there seems to be no limit to people interfering on what is acceptable behavior and what isn't?
Yeah, exactly. Like my point is that generally the police, they under section 294 of IPC, they charge people of the indecent behavior. But the irony is that the law doesn't really lists out at what are the indecent behavior. Like,
Right.
so like even if I'm sitting like this, like police can take me to the jail and arrest me because I was maybe sitting in a sleeveless thing.
Right.
So we if there's a law in India, they really need to list out that what exactly do they mean by indecent behavior.
Right.
Like
Do
if
you really need a a law to talk about, because at the end of it, it's a very personal space. Where if the person is kissing his girlfriend, or there are
just a
many
peck.
times
It is
it's
not
a
a-
peck, so exactly, so infringement to a personal space, how much we should allow, because it is not really a policing activity.
Exactly.
Policing activity comes in where there could be a
Law and order
law and
situation.
order situation where maybe a girl is being mishandled, or there could be such instances. But why should we even have a law of what we are supposed to? Because if that is how it is, then we are not even free to be anywhere.
And then
Right.
what about
Huh.
our freedom of
Yeah.
expression?
Exactly. On this point, I'll just bring in Aishwarya. You were listening to our studio guest, Aishwarya. The Gurgaon police also, due to rising incidents of molestation and eve teasing, also gave out a diktat a couple of months ago, if I'm not mistaken, that women or young women shouldn't step out after 8 p.m. What are your thoughts on these kind of diktats coming out of nowhere? And really, is the police incapable of handling, instances of attacks on women is that what it reflects?
Ma'am, I think personally it's an abomination that it's like, how can Gurgaon police really declare like women going out of their houses at 8 p.m. when I go down and I play basketball every evening till like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. and within my own society. So I don't really, it's kind of an abomination how they're actually infringing upon our rights, because it's not at all viable for us women, because obviously there are working women in themselves. There are loads of women in Gurgaon who work late, in the wee hours of like night, and they come in late. And I don't really understand why police is like the Gurgaon police does not have a right to stop women or men for the matter, to stop them from going outside at like night, right? And coming to the Poonam Pandey debacle, I think that the judgment of the police, of the Maharashtra police, I suppose, it was completely like not like it was completely unviable, because in my perspective, she was not even wearing an indecent dress. Like I did, she was wearing a yellow dress, and which was like perfectly in like not even like a knee length yellow dress with a jacket on. I did not see how it was indecent in any particular manner. Also, I think it is in the Indian mindset, in the elderly people and the the conventional aunties and uncles of today, that it's basically an abomination for like youngsters wearing a dress, a one-piece dress, or sleeveless or shorts. So they look down upon, they frown upon such things, and like it kind of makes us uncomfortable. See, India has left no stones unturned in adopting the Western economic system or the political system, but they fall short when it comes to adopting the Western culture. So it's kind of an embarrassment to the Indian culture right now.
Right. That's what Latika was actually saying, that we are not really an evolved society to be able to actually dress and, carry it off. But we do raise eyebrows, especially young women who are actually targeted. Why is it that the women are always, objectified, or are, being, made examples out of in terms of breaking the moral code of decent or indecent behavior? Why is there so much of pressure on women to behave in a certain way in public places?
I think that's more to do a social conditioning, because when you look at the people who are handling these kinds of issues like the police and other people, they are not yet been educated enough, or they should be, actually there should be a certain kind of a sensitization which is important for them to today's to be at par with today's social needs. And that's where I think that's a gap which we kind of more and more, because on one side we have the youngsters, and India is actually a young country because we have more young population, and day by day that base is kind of growing, increasing far. So we need to be more understanding towards, because it's not country where we have more elderly population, we have more young population coming up. So I think the whole structure needs to be tuned in to understand their logic, their understand the mindset. At the same time, I think for the youngsters also, I would only say so that they are free to do anything. but in whether it is for, I am not talking of in gender specific, but both for male or female, there should be a certain, there should be some kind of a balance or a semblance to whatever that they do
But
it.
you're not really spelling out what you really, in terms of thought. You are trying to, give a mixed bag. Is there a way that, why should one prescribe to certain norms when
You can't really prescribe. It is, if you ask me, my personal thing, I have a daughter who is today graduating from Delhi University, and so therefore, but what I like about her, that, that's a, I think so, that's what I have been able to give her, that much, that she knows it, that for a particular, family occasion, there is a particular dress automatically, because we have options for that. We don't really need to be. And when she goes for her college, when she goes for her parties, at every step there are different dress
But,
code.
but then you
We have-
justify the Karnataka government actually sending out a circular to its employees prescribing
It's
that
horrible.
that they should only be in salwar kameez or saris.
No, but
for the
why
women.
should it be? That's what I'm saying, because moral policing today, if we, one has to have a balance, because otherwise we are going towards Talibanization, where exactly this will lead to. Tomorrow, what Talibans have done it, that they have draped their women that you cannot, and tomorrow you cannot go to a, you can't get Western education. The other day I was reading, even in Africa this has spread down, where girls are being taken away because they are getting educated. Now, so we have to, it is very important, and we must raise our voice against any such activity wherever, in any parts of the country, that whether more for the female, because today women, for the first, they are getting a voice, they are getting an option to be free from the clutches of all of those restrictions. So today I think it's very important that such moral policing should not curb the the whatever that, the freedom that is happening.
Right. On that note, I'll just read out a tweet on our Twitter handle @IndiaPostLive. Chulika says, isn't Poonam Pandey looking for publicity? Why is she complaining? Motive to wahi hota hai. So, like you were actually pointing out, that it could be possibly a publicity stunt. But that apart, Poonam Pandey represents a lot of young, spirited India, people out there to, send out a message of free speech, of freedom of expression. As a young person, do you ever feel restricted, restrained in the Indian society, when you go out? Is there a certain, code of conduct you believe when you're with friends or when you're with family, that you feel in terms of your behavior that there seems to be, because you're in India, if you were abroad, you would behave in a different way or dress differently?
I think the point, like what we are discussing here, it's not about how we dress, it's about how they want us to be dressed. And even after, like, what about girls who wear salwar kameez and yet they are raped? What about them? So the point here is that, like, the hypocrisy of moral policing. What about the IPL cheerleaders who are like dancing in skimpy clothes and people are cheering? What about them? Why aren't moral policing happening there?
Moral policing, if it has to, every day when you open a newspaper, every day for any of these tabloids, you get to see only half nudes. Why should it be that in the early first thing in the morning you get to see such models? If moral policing has to be really there for a newspaper, it should be more news rather than such,
But there is
sensitizing.
clearly, if I can play the devil's advocate, there is clearly a market for these kind of photographs.
So
You know,
if
for
there
the
is a
midday
market
meet,
for
that
those,
they've always picked
so-
up the tabloids
yes,
for
if there
that
is a
midday
market
meet
for
picture.
those, so we must also be tolerant about that means that is there in the society. So we should not really be frowning upon who is wearing what and what should be the behavior, because that's what our society, because newspaper or news actually represents what is happening in the society. So we should, that's where it is, that Poonam Pandey, we should not take Poonam Pandey, the dressing is, but it is more to do with what has, the action should not have been, meaning to say to what extent this damage could be. I think so. It is important that we need to contain behavior.
But how do we draw the line? Who draws the line? Aishwarya, do you feel that all of us as a society, who really sits in, in judgment of what really is the appropriate behavior when you're in public places? You could actually be going ahead and having a French kiss in a pub or in a coffee shop. Who decides what is decent and indecent behavior really?
I think that the youth today, they are like well aware of the fact that there are certain things that you can do in the public and there are certain things that you can't. So as a youth, as a person who's representing the youth here, I would know that okay, maybe wearing a dress, a one-piece dress at a restaurant or a pub is perfectly fine. But at the same time, kissing somebody or sharing a French kiss with somebody in that same pub is against the moral conduct, is against the conduct and the decorum of the pub or the restaurant. It's a disrespect to the place that we're at, right? So I think that is the kind, like PDA as like public displays of affection are actually should be like it should, it's not that it's a like it is frowned upon, and it should be because it is wrong in some or certain ways, that because not because see in outside, like in the Western culture and like in the countries of the West, it's totally fine. Like PDAs are not really a big deal because everybody accepts it. But in India, I think it does not really, mesh well because there are people who would not really accept it as their own culture. See,
But then aren't we being prudes then, Aishwarya? As a youngster, uh, you would have a problem kissing your fiance, in the future, or your boyfriend in a public place. What's wrong in that? Why is it an indecent behavior? It's a genuine, show of emotion for somebody that you're with.
yeah, I totally agree with you there. Like, I wouldn't really mind that, and I would act like, see, in future, if I have a fiance and I would want like kiss him goodbye at the airport, for example, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the thing is that in India, it can't really be, you can't really expect that kind of a
Shouldn't
kind of
youngsters be
acceptance.
the agent of change? Because
Yes,
what you are
shouldn't you
reflecting
be?
on one side, you are saying so that this should not be, but at the same time, being the agent of, you are not really, because that's where it is. One has to draw a very, a line that what should be accepted, because moral policing, I think, should not, I think it is going beyond, it is infringing. That's most important, that it is infringement of our personal space.
It's actually vandalizing.
It's
of
vandalizing
stores,
art.
It's actually
and,
beating
and
up
you
young
know, if
couples.
today, if youngsters or all of us, we are trying to celebrate Valentine's, what is wrong about Valentine's Day? There is nothing. If somebody
Exactly.
doesn't want to, I think so we should be more tolerant about each other's feelings, or because if today we don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day, one shouldn't even be forcing others to follow it. If somebody is observing it, we should also respect that space. So I think so it's more of tolerance that we need to imbibe in our culture. That's, and which India, as over a, as a country, as we are as a society, we are more tolerant. So I don't
Are
know.
we really, Latika? Do you feel we are a tolerant society? Because there's a petitioner in Lucknow who said that there should be more security deployed on Valentine's Day last year in the public parks, because there were a lot of couples canoodling, expressing their affection on that celebration of
Then this is
the
going
special
towards
day.
moral policing
just
and cup
thinking-
panchayats. They are, I think
was
it's
just
the same.
thinking, what about those goons who, like, under the moral policing, they
Protects.
come, yeah, like, what about them? Who checks them? Like, who knows that after doing all their moral policing, they go and rape a woman? Like, what about them? So it's just that we live in a country that is so
Double
amazingly biased
Right.
against women, that we are just trapped, and I think, like just ma'am said, it is our agenda, the youth's agenda, that we sort of,
We should be instrumental in being the agents of change, because there is no point in, because the more that we voice our opinion, every society goes through a transition and matures. So for India, obviously it has been, it's a young country. There have been certain, the way it is not really a very, very developed. Today we can call ourselves as a developed. So there have been certain transitions which are going on. We have more people, more population, which also attracts, because we have a varied, we in the same city, we have slums, and next to it is high rises. Now how do you actually, because where this policing to an extent comes in also, look at it, because not two people are coming from the similar background. Now
So what will be obscene for one
may
section
not,
may not be for the other.
So therefore we need to, that's why I'm again and again saying, so we need to draw a balance. To what extent, what should we be doing? We can't really be doing, because even I'm sure in Newark and other subways and others where people are mugged, they are raped. So it is not that in India only it is raped. In US also, in such a most developed nations, there have been so many instances. In London there have been so many instances where there shouldn't have been, actually then rape should not have happened.
Right.
And there have been so many instances of mugging, so many instances of, so why is it
Molestation.
happening, molestation and so many things, which it's everywhere. It's
Right.
everywhere. Now what gets more sensationalized at one place,
But there,
we-
nobody is actually defining what you should do, what's decent. You can be
Why
drinking
should
on the
it be?
subway in London and nobody will call it indecent.
Even
It is
here it is
accepted.
happening, as long as, I think so, as long as you are not making a public nuisance of your behavior, because what we call as private moments should actually be your private moments. They should not be a public beyond. And the same manner, certain public behaviors, so I think so we need to kind of draw a balance.
Public versus private. What do you have to say, Aishwarya? Your last thoughts on this? Do you agree with Shwetapa in terms of defining what is private behavior and not indulging in private behavior in public places?
See, I'll tell you what. See, the thing is that as much as we want, like, things like PDA or like, being able to wear clothes of our own choice in like the Indian public, the notion of PDA and such things cannot be really reconciled with Indian culture as of yet. See, I know it's a thing that we all want and it should be there, because of course we have never fallen short of adopting everything that is there in the West, from politics to economy. So why do we fall short of accepting the Western culture? See, it's not like us youth, like we're not really adopting the Western culture and forgetting our Indian identity. We can carry off a suit well, we can carry off a sari well, we do all those things, but then why is there such censorship when it comes to wearing Western clothes, or like indulging in so-called Western culture behavior in public?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Latika, just last thoughts on this. Do you feel that, legally, under the legal system, we really need to define, the Bombay Police Act does not really define, like you said, or list out what kind of behavior is decent, indecent, what is obscene. So isn't there, the fact that it's so vague, leaves it open for interpretation, and that's where the moral policing brigade, takes advantage.
Like, I was thinking, why moral police on clothes? Like, why moral police on cuddling and PDA? Why not moral police on eve teasing? Why not moral police on assaulting? So I think like,
Humiliate those people, you're saying.
yeah, exactly. So we need to just shift our focus towards people like Poonam Pandey to goons who go and assault girls. That is my
And Bombay, now in the very recent past, it has been more and more, it has been in the news for the wrong reasons,
Right.
for which otherwise it has been a very safe haven for women.
Right.
So I think so the police also needs to understand, and I'm sure there must have been reasons which we don't know maybe.
Probably
so
they're under a lot of
must be-
pressure
they're
to,
under a lot of
crack the
pressure
whip on.
there must have been something for which, because otherwise they would not be doing such a drastic action, which I have a feeling that there must be something which we may not be knowing.
But then the former Mumbai police commissioner, when the incident of the journalist being raped happened in Shakti Mill's case, he actually went on record to imply that, he said that should we indulge in moral policing or immoral policing, it's your choice. So they're saying that there need to be restrictions in what is acceptable behavior, where women should be allowed to go at what time, they shouldn't go to desolate
No, but
and
that
isolated
particular
places.
lady, she had gone along with her colleague, a male colleague. So where was, even if per se that a woman is so, so weak that she cannot handle herself, that's the kind of a interpretation it
But
is
that's-
coming to.
this- the
But even with a man, she was not even safe, because it's the other men who kind of raped her and raped. So it's actually what Latika is saying, so it's absolutely right that we should, the police and the social, they should actually be focusing more on such people rather than on innocent people who are otherwise, they are not
Completely unsuspecting.
they are not really creating any nuisance. But what about those who are, for a lady journalist, she had gone there for her work.
But
Now,
Hindu right-wing extremist groups actually are making, a complete ploy out of it. They made a business out of it. You've seen what's happened in the south with the Sri Ram Sene. They've time and again in the Mangalore pub attack, they've actually, targeted unsuspecting couples, especially women who were dressed in a certain way, who were at a party in the pub. So really, where do we draw the line? We are going, we are overstepping.
so therefore, the more that public at large will be voicing their voices against such actions. I'm sure over a period of time, because this should be nipped at the bud, because if you allow it to grow and only become a discussion point, these people will get, because they are getting more media space, more attention,
Right.
and such activities will more and more. So we need to curb it, nip it at the bud.
Great. On that note, I'll just read out the last tweet that we've had from Ankit. We need to realize that one needs to respect the way a woman dresses, the way she wants to. It's her body. She defines fashion for herself. You can also put in your voice on what you think needs to be defined as decent, indecent behavior, what really is obscene in public places and what isn't. You have the freedom of expression, so put in your voice and thoughts on our show and take forward this discussion on our Twitter handle as well, @IndiaPostLive, or our Facebook page or our website indiapostlive.com. Thank you so much to all our guests, including Aishwarya, Latika, Ms. Shratapa, for giving their time and valuable inputs on this very interesting and engaging discussion. Take forward, it's an ongoing debate of what really is the Moral Policing Brigade really up to and who draws the line where. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.